Hi, hello there, it's Pip here from queenpipcards.com. Hope you're well. Today I'm sharing with you how I go from one design into a second and into a third. Sometimes you find things on Pinterest or online, either on my Pinterest or Instagram or Facebook or blog. You know, there's so many places you can get inspiration from these days. But you might not have all of the things, or you might have different things that you want to use. So you might not have the same stamp set, you might want to add some papers, you might want to do different things. So it's about learning how you take one and go to the next. So I just thought I would show you how I moved from this card, which was one of the launch cards that we did at my launch event for the celebration of the new annual catalogue, the 2018-2019 annual catalogue going live. People had a choice of 6 cards and this was one of them. This uses the hostess set hand delivered. So you can see there's a pair of hands poking out and she's delivering a set of books. It says congratulations. It could be used for a graduation card, end of school, you know, all that kind of, you know, somebody's got their qualification in something, all those kind of those celebrations. And it's a very, very simple card because obviously they had a choice of 6 cards to do on the day, and we wanted people, they were only here for 2.5 hours. So, and there was cake to eat as well. So we did a buffet, and they picked and chose their cards that they wanted to do. So this was one of them, and that was great. But they didn't all pick that card, which I expected, but I made enough in case they all did, as you do. So I was left with a lot of card bases, a lot of this background Berry Burst matte, the Blackberry Bliss here, and the Whisper White. So I thought, okay, what can I do with that? So using the same card base and the same Berry Burst matte and the same Blackberry Bliss element here, I then added the Love What You Do stamp set, the Share What You Love papers, twisted it a bit, cut the paper down, added a little hello, a little hello on a tag, and some of our corrugated elements, and created this card, which looks pretty different from where it started. So today I'm doing that again, live. I haven't got one made up, I'm making it on the fly, but I know what I'm doing because I'm a professional. So leave it with me, it'll all be fine. Okay, so here's my basic starter, the same card base, Berry Burst layer, same, Blackberry Bliss background, same. I'm actually going with the same papers as well. This time I thought I would just be changing what goes on the front here. I might change the twine, not sure about that yet, but I'm still going to use the corrugated tags. I want to keep it pretty much the same. But this time I'm going to add an insert because it's pretty dark, that card base, so you're going to need to have something to write on. And I'm changing the stamp set again completely. So now I'm using the Rooted in Nature stamp set. Okay, so this is a 2 stamp set. It's in red rubber, and we're using this element here, this beautiful pine tree, and also this I don't know if it's a pine, but it's some kind of, it's not a sycamore, but it's some kind of sycamore-y kind of leaf here to create a background. And I might just use the Just For You rather than a little hello. So those are the stamps that we're going to be using. So the first thing you're going to need to do, obviously, is mount your stamps. And we're going to need to put this one on here. And this is the one that I'm going to use for my background. So just as I did here with the Love What You Do stamp set, I just did a bit of background stamping there. I want to do the same, but this time I've got Mint Macaron and Tranquil Tide, because these are 2 colours that go with the papers. Yeah. So I thought, well, let's bring those in. So I'm going to use Tranquil Tide to give a contrasting colour when I stamp my base, because you know, it needs to be quite dark. I think if we put Mint Macaron on there, it wouldn't do it. It just wouldn't go. Okay, so you see how here it's not getting ink in all of the stamp? That's okay, because it's one of those graduated stamps. Okay, so it's to create colour not colour, shade, light, texture, that's the word I'm looking for. There we go. And I'm just going to randomly stamp. Isn't that lovely, the Tranquil Tide on top of that? That's nice, isn't it? And then I'm going to go in, stamp off, and do some more behind. And I know I could have done them, you know, straight away, but actually I prefer seeing how the pattern's looking before I go back in. Okay, and that creates another colour as well. So that's nice, I like that. Okay, so then I'm still going to go offset. I'm going to go a little bit, maybe more offset this time. There we go. And I'm still going to come in with my straight piece here. This needs to go a little more. Okay, so then this is going to be my straight piece coming in here. So you can see a little bit more of the Blackberry Bliss, which is going to match with the base cardstock. Now I've not finished with my Tranquil Tide yet because I'm going to use that on the inner just to add a leaf top and bottom to where I'm going to get them to write in the card. Okay, so that's for that piece. Get rid of that. And now I'm done with the Tranquil Tide for the minute. Now what I thought was, rather than doing oh, excuse me, rather than doing these flowers here, I thought I would do the rather fetching pine tree in mint macaron. But when I inked it up and came to stamp on it, I thought, oh, okay, that's interesting. Because I did check just before we came on, before we came on air, because this is Queen Pip Cards TV, obviously. So just because, oh, get me. Before I started recording, I did check, and I thought, oh, it's not going to fit. But actually, I kind of like the fact it's not going to fit. So we're going to just stamp and see what it looks like. Oops. Oh yeah, that's kind of pretty. And then what I thought was, haha, but this stamp set comes with a set of framelits. So if you don't have a Big Shot, then you can do it like this. It looks fine. It will sit there nicely, just like that. And then we can do the corrugated piece. She says, getting them out. That's going to fit down here, bit of twine. See, that's going to look lovely. Okay. Oh, sorry, that was a bit louder than I anticipated. But if you do have a Big Shot, then you can get the framelits as part of a bundle. And, oh, I've got more stacked up here and I can't get to them. Here we go. So it's a big bundle, because look at all the framelits that you get with it. So basically they cut out that huge oak tree, the pines, the Christmas tree pines, this monkey puzzly pine, all of the leaves, plus it's got these three, and these are just embossing only. Okay, so I'm doing a whole class on just advanced Big Shot work and working with dies, etc., that do just embossing. So we will you'll see more of that at some point in the future. But for now, we just need this one here. So I stamped everything. I stamped the tree again, and I cut it out using my Big Shot, because I thought actually what we could do is we could then shadow it, kind of have a shadow tree, yeah, going on somehow. So it doesn't really matter that the other one's not there. We're going to pop it up on some dimensionals. So it doesn't matter that the other one's gone off the edge, because you're not going to see it anyway, because you're going to shadow over the top with this one. Okay, so that's in my head. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear that. The air show has arrived here at Farnborough. So all week this week they're going to be coming in and doing their test flights. So it could get a little loud because I think I've got the red arrows going over my house. Or some kind of, actually that could be a tornado. Yeah, or a typhoon maybe. Who knows? Or even the lightning. We've got lots of things going over our heads this week. And next week. Okay, so I digress. Yes, this is one of the joys of living in Farnborough. It is actually a joy. I mean, I actually live in Ashvale, which is just outside Farnborough, but I really enjoy it because every 2 years we get to see the air show. Pretty much from our back garden. We don't actually have to go anywhere because it just comes to us. So I'm sorry if it gets a little loud, but there you go. That's just the way we roll here in Farnborough. Okay, so I like that. Do you like that? I hope you like that. I'm thinking it's looking quite good. So now I'm going to just start. So this is how I always do my cards. I always get them all layered like this, and then I'm going to start putting them together. I'm going to say to you though, do we think that background is good, or actually do we prefer it without? Radical. Because I'm kind of thinking now there's a lot going on. I'm not sure we actually need, I'm not sure we actually do need that background piece. Yeah, I'm quite liking it without the leaves. Sorry leaves. I think I'm going to make an executive decision and we're going to go with the plain. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get this going. So normal A5 piece of cardstock. So that's a European A4 piece of cardstock chopped in half at 14.9 and folded in half. Okay. If I can get my eyesight to fold it in half rather than on a bit of a skew-if. Then you're going to need this piece of Berry Burst. So that's Blackberry Bliss. This is Berry Burst. And this is cut at 14.4 centimetres long ways by 10 centimetres. Okay, so that gives you your first mat and layer, or layer to go on. You're going to mat onto. Your inside piece is exactly the same, 14.4 by 10, but this is Whisper White, obviously. Okay, don't need a lot of glue on that one. And I'll pop that inside now before I forget. And whilst we have the company of aeroplanes. Okay, so that's that one. Now, next up, Blackberry Bliss. This one, let me just remember, make sure I got it right, 7.5 by 10.5. Okay, and I've put this one on flat because we're going to have a lot of stacking, so you don't need this one to go on any kind of height. It doesn't need height. I'm going to move that up a little bit, just try that. And this is cut to exactly the same, 7.5, but a slightly shorter by 10. So it's smaller that way, okay, but it's exactly the same width. All right, and again, straight down, no fuss, no muss, straight onto the card base, like so. Then this piece is 4 centimetres by 10 centimetres. See, 10 is a recurring theme here. Now this one, I do want to get sort of straight in line with the edge there-ish. So it's going to go, so it's Blackberry Bliss here and then just a little bit of the paper showing, because I think that makes it less zizzy. If you have it over here, it's a bit too much, all things going on. Here you just take out one of those layers. You've still got the beautiful papers over here, but you're not overloading the eye with everything straight away on there. I hope that's making sense. Makes sense in my head. Okay. Because you've got different lines going, you know, things whizzing, you know, in and out. This is going to get all my OCD girls going, palpitations. But actually, it can be quite pleasing on the eye, provided at least one element is straight to the top, to the sides and to the bottom. Okay. Now obviously he needs to be popped up on dimensionals, and we need our mini dimensionals for that because he's quite small. I'm not even sure if a mini's going to do his trunk, but that's okay because we're not going to do his trunk, because we're going to try and attach that underneath the little corrugated piece. So, you know me, we don't want to have a soggy pine, almost as bad as a soggy bottom. So we're going to cover him in mini dimensionals, and then take all those off. Ding, 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 ding. Get them off my fingers. Almost as bad as the old red tape. Come on. There we go. Right. And then, as I say, I want to shadow place it. So I'm going to go down and to the left. Whoops. Actually stick it on the card, Pip. So just down and to the left. There we go. Okay. And see, that's moving around now, but that's okay, because this is going to come in here, and so it won't matter. We're going to tie. Now the question I was going to do was whether we go linen thread or gold. I've got this. Now it is allegedly, well, it is. It's not nothing alleged about it. It is very vanilla with the gold, but I'm wondering if that's going to actually make that much difference. See, I'm thinking that looks nice there. A bit too big. What do we think? I think it's good. I think we're going to go with it. We might go with both. Maybe not. Maybe not both. Maybe just that there. Oh, I think that looks nice. Okay. So, as they come back again. So, here we go. Pop that on there. Notice I'm not actually tying the bow through any of the holes, because that would be unnecessarily complicated. So chop that one off that way, that one off that way. Glue dot. Glue dots are your friend when you're trying to attach bows to little corrugated elements. There we go. Glue dot that there. Now see, actually it's quite tricky to put the little hello there like that, so I am thinking that we're going to go for the For You, which is just for you, this one here, this little one here. Let us get my other little. We'll pop that on with Tranquil Tide, because that's a lovely colour that obviously is matching, but also it's going to stand out, I think, a bit better. Actually, now saying that, I'm not sure. I might change that. If in doubt, here's another little Queen Pip tip. Do both and then make a decision. So if in doubt, stamp it again. Stamp it again and then decide. And then I'm just going to fussy cut these because it's really quite simple and quite small. I'm just going to go straight up. Notice I've almost already made that decision of which one I want, just because when I chopped it out I thought, yeah, that looks nice. Because I'm wondering, it's just too big to fit on the actual corrugated, but I think that looks better. And if you just keep going, don't overdo it. You want to have a bit of room left around the letters, because otherwise it gets a little too close. But yeah, something like that. See, and then we can pop that there, or even up there. But no, I'm thinking let's keep it all together. And I need a dimensional, and I've run out of dimensionals. Seriously? No. Here's one on another sheet. Here we go. There we go. Not that I waste any of them, you know, you just chop them up, but there you go. Let's put that in there. And then I'm thinking that looks great. Just There we go. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been quick, hopefully, not too complicated, but it's hopefully given you an insight in how you could change items that you see but you don't have that at home. You know, you don't have that particular stamp set, you don't have that particular colour, or you have similar but you haven't, you know, maybe it's just you don't have the twine or the corrugated elements or something. You could change that to be something different. And honestly, if you don't have the corrugated, this would work just as well. Look, you could use like the tropical button and then maybe just move that over. So there's always things that you can change things up with, but that gives you an idea how I went from that card to that card to that card. There you go. And yeah, it's definitely better without the extra fuss on the outside. It worked okay with this one, but yeah, no extra fussing is required for this one because the tree makes it fussy enough. All right, lovely. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking in with me and seeing how things are going. Hope you've enjoyed that. All the description for this card and all the elements, etc. And also I'll pop in the names of the stamp sets I used on this one too, are all in the description below the video. So enjoy, come back soon, and yeah, have fun making your own changed up versions of cards that you maybe have already at home. Alrighty, thanks very much for watching. Take care now. Bye.